Alright, welcome back to Final Fantasy VII Construction Ruffy. Joining me to talk about all this stuff is Mike. Hey Mike, say hi.
Hi Mike.
Welcome to take 2. Yo, so YouTube's been weird the past couple days, right? And it's not me, it's YouTube. So let's say I work on, like this right here I worked on last night, right? And what it would do is it would stream this, and then I had to kind of like stop and restart in the middle of the stream. Normally what happens when you do that is it just continues one long buffer, right?
Yeah.
It split it up into 2 different ones, and it made a third one that was entirely long, and it included something from the day before in that stream. You know, like it's real. It's been doing that for 2 days now. Where like it'll like we did 4 different streams Monday, right? We did 2 casts, plus I did the streaming during the day and the streaming at night. It mixed all of those into one. It split 2 of them into 2. Put some individuals and then merge them all again into another one. I had to luckily it's not set to post automatically, but I had to go and like manually because luckily I record these to a drive while I stream, so I'm not beholden to the stream. But I had to manually upload those. It's fucking weird, dude.
Wouldn't you know, YouTube put out an update of a new APK 5 days ago.
What is an APK?
App package.
What does that mean? So like they made some changes, and that could probably be what's messing around with it?
Yeah, I mean, that would make sense, but I'm looking to see, because it looks like this one looks like it's Android specific, but they also put one out on the 14th. So let me look. Because it wouldn't shock me if they rolled out an update that didn't go to everybody.
I don't know. All I know is it's been weird, dude.
Yeah.
to put it bluntly, you know. So.
And you haven't heard a thing from them?
No. But you know me, man. I always get the weird shit, you know. You'd almost think at some point, like, Rob must be doing that to himself. I assure you, I'm not. Like, I'm just dealing with it and moving forward. So I had to manually upload. I didn't want to, like, merge those 2 files into Premiere and try to re-render out. That'd take forever.
Yeah.
So I uploaded them separately and then merged them in YouTube with their video editor, and that seemed to... So I'll post like this right here, part 1 tomorrow night. One guy was like, "Where's the Final Fantasy?" I'm like, "It'll be in there tomorrow, guys." It's fucking.
Just beating your door down.
I'm also trying not to like release all the streams in one night.
Yeah. You
know, make thumbnails, spread it out over a few days. You know, so if you catch it live, you get it early. In a day or 2, it'll be up. You know, that way, you know, some people's subscription boxes aren't just crammed with 7 fucking SketchCraft posts in one night, you know.
Rob Dwayne just wants you to watch a video.
Yeah, well, SketchCraft be watching videos and shit, so that's what they say now.
Well, I'm not seeing any currently known issues, so I don't know. It's probably just YouTube being weird.
That's what I'm chalking it up to. YouTube being
not like
weird.
Any of this stuff is perfect.
Right.
So what's the plan for this evening?
Right now, I am working on Final Fantasy VII.
Are you going to finish up Tifa, or are you going to...
Construction Ruffy. Well, I'm going to work on Red 13 for a little bit, because that's going to be a pain, which I'm doing right now. And then go back and touch up on that. I got to make a video over the next couple days. Probably Sunday or something, because tomorrow I'm kind of busy. I got to really make a video outlining why I don't use other programs when people say you should use this program.
You've been thinking about that, haven't you?
No, he won't let it go. Like I explained to
He's
him,
talking to you about it?
he keeps he even went like, you're the only artist I've ever met that thinks Photoshop is a good pro. I'm like,
You gotta be kidding me.
go look at it, dude. Like, you know what? If you think I'm joking, like he means well. He's not being like an ass, but it's like, let it go, dude. I'm gonna bring this right up here, guys. So here it is. Old Kevin Phillips. We'll go right into this. It's in the digital inking comic cover 01. This whole conversation with this dude, man. You know, he goes, if you try to, first he says, why are you using Photoshop to ink? Like, that's a little aggressive. Clip Studio Paint or Manga Studio is far better at inking, especially when they're vector layers. I'm like, fucker, you can't do what I'm doing. Like, thank you for that. Okay. At first I'm like, hey, that's cool. So I go, no art studio I've worked at uses anything other than Photoshop or Illustrator, let alone Clip Studio Paint. I started this process in 2008, and I'm perfectly happy with the results I can achieve. Lines are clean and crispy as is. Thanks. Because first I'd probably be nicer, but it just started off a little aggressive for me, right? Then he goes, if you try it just for inking, you would never look back. The advantages are huge and numerous, just saying. So I'm like, I've tried it when it was called
Don't
Manga
look
Studio,
back.
and this is true. I tried it in 2009, and I didn't like it, right? I thought it was good for making pre-generated speed lines. That being said, they look like computer-generated speed lines, and you're better off just making your own because I just think the shit looks weird. I tried it when it was called Manga Studio, and the recent trial version, like a year ago, I was like, whatever. I prefer using Photoshop for a multitude of reasons. Then he replies again. Well, you're obviously a great pro with excellent results. So he's got to preface this like he doesn't mean harm, right? Which I get, because maybe he could tell I'm maybe getting annoyed. So then he goes, you're the only person I've spoken with who doesn't prefer CSP for inking. The G pen alone is worth the price of admission, lol. Do you use any of the brushes by Ray Frendon or Kyle T. Webster? Any experience with Lazy Nazumi Pro? Thanks. And then I go, no, I use the basic hard round and oil brush. Like sometimes, like as you can see in his video, if you watch, I'm only using two brushes, right? So then I'm like, I auto path to get some thick and thin variation, and unsharp mask to make lines crispy. I inked this entire cover in 4 hours, taking my time. Probably could have done it in 3 if I had my headphones on listening to Chromeo. LOL. I'm like,
Jeez.
but I'm just like, I don't, like, I'm the only guy. Well, no offense, I'm the only motherfucker I know drawing this shit, the Battletoads, with all this stuff in here. Right? Like, this right here. Show me another artist sitting around drawing all this fucking, look at that fucking tiger handheld, like, right? Covers to Nintendo Power Magazine with all the text and the logos drawn, all the boxes, all the game controllers. Like, it's just like I'm the only guy doing a lot of things. I don't like to use the program. There's a good reason for it. One, it's just fat. I have this down, guys. Like, I know Photoshop. I have all my shortcut keys. The keyboard's right here. I have action scripts. Like, and at the end of the day, no matter what program you use, here's what happens. You're zooming in really close and drawing.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, well, the lines get clean. I'm like, my line quality is pretty clean, dude. Do you see a shaky, wobbly line? Like, they show these examples, and the lines are all fucked up, and they look like, oh, but with us, it's clean. Well, I just did that. The difference is it tapers every line perfectly, and I don't want a bunch of faces that are like tapered line here, tapered thick, tapered thick. It's irrelevant, dude. Plus I want to use the warp tools. I want to be able to use, one program. So, guys, I had to learn Photoshop to do everything for a reason. When I got real work, they only own Photoshop.
Yeah.
I used Painter. I was like, fuck Photoshop. Painter's the best. You know what I learned? Fuck Rob, you're going to be unemployed. You don't learn how to use fucking Photoshop to do whatever you need because they're not giving you Painter. So that's 2004. So I got real good at, like, okay, I guess this is how you do this. So good that I don't need crazy brushes. Now, you want to hear something funny? And I'm going to tell this story again. The Lazy Nazumi guy, or whatever that shit is, it's his brush, right, that makes things all smooth. Everyone loves it.
Mm-hmm.
creator of that hit me up a year or two ago. Was like, you should try my brush. I'm like, nah, I tried it, man. It's cool. I got this going down. He's like, well, people love my brush. I'm like, you know, man, like for real, dude. I was like,
What the fuck? Are you serious?
on my life. I don't know where the conversation was, in Twitter or Facebook. I can't remember where. The conversation was real. Okay.
You probably like offhandedly said something,
Yeah,
or
I was like,
or
no, it's
typed something, and
cool.
someone's like, "Oh
Like,
fuck
I
this! I'm
got
gonna go
this.
tell the guy."
I got this. You know, like I'm fine with my process, guys. I don't need any more fucking programs. You know, like the only program like I've even picked up is like Procreate on the iPad, and even then, I wish I could just use Photoshop. You know, with the keyboard, but that's impossible given
Yeah.
it's an iPad. So
Well, I mean, do you think that people don't people that want to get into professional artwork, either fully digital or
no, I think people
augmented
want to use
digital?
something that was designed to do the thing that they want to do.
Okay, instead of realizing that there's an industry standard called Photoshop.
Well, they would say the industry standard is this program that's really big in like Japan and China. And I would say that, I don't care. Like, I mean, here's my thing, dude. I use, like, they're like, one of there was the painter converts, right? And they go, or art rage. They go, the watercolor brushes are amazing. I'm like, I've tried every watercolor brush known to man since fucking Painter 3 or 4 or whatever, right? I've tried art rage, I've tried all that stuff. You know what looks like watercolor? Buying
Hmm.
watercolor paints, painting with watercolor, and scanning it in. That's it.
Yeah.
Like name one watercolor brush in any program that can create the saucy look. You show me that. Watercolors are
Yeah. Right.
fractals. They're literally fractals. And what computer can render a million fractals? It just doesn't. It doesn't work the way they think it works. So it's like I'm not telling everyone. It's not like I have the weekly blog. Why Photoshop is the best and fuck all your programs. I'm not even like I'm just like using what I use to make the art. And these people get so caught up on programs that it's like the program is irrelevant, dude. You know? It's
Yeah.
like it's not like, oh, I never knew about this shit too. So I gotta make something so when someone sends me something, I'm like, yeah, you can just watch this video. Because I'm not arguing this point anymore. The lazy Nizumi guy, he was really bothered, dude. I was like, nah, it's cool. I'm fine. We're fine here. We're all fine.
I mean, some of these kind of look like watercolor, but it mostly looks digital.
Yeah. Dude, no one's ever mistaken digital watercolor brushes for the real thing, bro. Matter of fact, if anything, you can mistake digital watercolor for just using the round brush with a slight opacity and layering it a certain way. You know what I mean? Like if you layer it, you go,
Hmm.
wow, that kind of looks like watercolor. No, it's just a fucking round brush with a light opacity. Like, it's just all those little half-transparent circles built up on top of one another. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
Like,
looking at a whole. It's probably got like 30 or 40 brushes on here, and it just looks. Yeah, it just looks digital.
you know what that program really does? It gives you 3D models that you can trace over. To which I think half these people are drawing all their mangas and comics by a bunch of 3D model trace overs.
Hmm.
I'm not doing that. I decided a long time ago I'm not going to sit here and trace my entire portfolio. I'm taking the hard way, you know? Like I'm just learning how to draw and learning how to paint and I'm sharing it with all of you. And if you have questions, I'll help you through it, you know? But people got to stop with this fucking like this one guy. He means well, dude. He's a big fan. When he saw with the iPad, he was naming all these programs I could try, and no. And I'm like, I'm just gonna stick with Procreate, man. Because I don't really plan on doing what I plan on doing with the iPad is what you see here, construction shit, right? So I'm fine with this program and these 2 brushes. That's pretty much all I'm gonna use this for.
Hmm.
You know, I just don't want to carry around a bunch of storyboard drawing panels and scanning shit in. You know what I mean? Like while I'm doing game cam. So he's like, oh, but they have all these brushes and no. And then I'm like, those brushes, man, I don't like to get into brush collections and stuff. It just gets crazy. And then you know, but then I look at his portfolio and it's like that guy just needs to spend his time learning how to draw, man. You know, and less time because like he has serious issues with construction, serious issues. But I can't tell him that because then I'm the fucking asshole, right? So
Some people are very set in their ways. That's for damn sure.
yeah, I'm one of them. I'm not using new programs. You know, like I'm pushing 40. I'm like, fuck it. This is what I got. You know.
Hold on one second.
Hmm.
Sorry about that. Someone was lighting off fireworks outside, and it didn't quite sound like fireworks.
Yeah, no big deal.
I live
But
downtown, so I'd look.
you know, I mean, they mean well. You know. Hey, holler, what's up, Johnny? They mean well. You know, it's like, but you know, like, how do I say this? There's gonna be a time where people are gonna be like, "You use a desktop," and I'm like, "Yeah, man, I actually fucking like do work." You know. You know. So I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know.
well. I mean, like there's people that swear by some of the testing tools that we use, and like that's all they'll use. So they'll find out the exact same thing. No, use this. It's
Well,
like,
you still have to use Photoshop. Like, there's no way around it. You're gonna have to process your art.
yeah,
You know, like you're gonna have to fucking channel seps. You're gonna have to do resizing or batch processing or something, and it's gonna require an in-depth knowledge of either Acrobat, InDesign, Photoshop, or a combination. So you're just adding another program into the development mix. I have to go and make a giant detailed document before I make this video because I'll forget some shit and I don't want to make it twice.
yeah.
So like I have to sit down and explain in a professional world, not YouTube artist land where you get to do whatever the fuck you want. You know, like I'm very spoiled right now. I'm drawing whatever the fuck I want for the first time in my entire career. But in the real world, you don't get to use whatever programs you want to use. You don't get to work on whatever you want to work on. They're not going to let you use custom brushes if they decide they don't want you to. I mean, God, I've worked under IT guys who won't even let you use the internet in a t-shirt department. They made one computer where you could go to use the internet. You know?
I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah. You know, like unless you think I'm making it. So it's like they don't know what it's like to work with severe handicaps and be expected to perform better than, you know, everyone else in the industry, you know? They're just used to doing whatever the fuck they want to do. You know, well, you're the only one. I'm like, well, no, I just learned how. Yeah, because none of your friends were held to my fucking standard. You know? So I get it. You know?
Like I said, some people are weird.
But why did he care so much?
I don't know, because, like I said, I've met people that are just hell bent in some of the things that they use. And it's like, dude, have you not looked around? There are other things that can help you that you don't have to stick with this one thing. I realize it has its merits. I realize it's a good tool, but
It's not like I'm sitting there inking fucking Battletoads going, fuck this fucking thing, there has to be an easier way. You know, like I'm just like trucking
right.
right along, dude, do. You know? And then they go, you know, you should use this. I'm like, fuck, and, you know, there's a mean streak in me, people. There's a nice Rob, and then there's, you know, I'm always angry Rob. You know? The Hulk and V for Vendetta are the characters I relate to the most in comicdom. You know, maybe the Crow second. Like that's my kind of shit, you know? So it's like, you know, I will default to nuclear mode. You know, all else fails. I try to give people ways out of the conversation before I make it uncomfortable. Because at that point,
He's not kidding either.
once I make it uncomfortable, now I'm having a real good time. You know, the more uncomfortable it gets, the happier I am. Like I don't feel nervous. You know, I don't like. I'm like, yes, yes, I'm crazy. Now you know.
All of this is completely true.
You've seen this.
I've many, many, many times.
You know, like whatever, dude.
That's why we I have a document called Rob Rage Quotes because we've dubbed it Rob Raging, and he'll say something, and it's so good I have to write it down.
And I
And one
don't
day
mean to
I will
do
release
this.
those.
And you know I don't intentionally go out of my way to be some wise ass who's coming up with
Oh no
smart
no no no!
answers.
It just comes out.
Yeah. They choose this. I'm letting you all know you chose this. You know? So then I'm going to be like, hey, you know, you should just focus on your own fucking portfolio. You know, because you can't fucking draw, dude. How about that? How about, oh shit, I went there, you know? Like, you know? Because I really don't think he's a good artist, but, you know, like, you know, you can compliment me with being a pro, but, you know, you're really annoying the fuck out of me right now. You know?
Well, I've never once told anybody what they should use, even if I think. Like,
Look, make a suggestion. Maybe I don't know it. I get it. But when I'm like, nah, I'm cool, drop the fucking subject.
hmm
You know? It's called decorum, right? Like, just be like, hey, no, it's cool. This is what I use. I'm happy with it.
Well, I mean, if I really think it will help, I'll ask. Hey, have you ever used this? Yep, and they don't. Oh, okay. Well, never mind then. It's not hard. Oh, that one's kind of cool.
Yeah, I remember I never fully drew this. I was like, yeah, that leg isn't. I never even drew the leg on the Ruffy. I'm like, that'll come back to haunt me when I go to draw this. And here we are. You know, I'm like, yeah, I totally remember not drawing that. What happened now? I've already been through it, Chaz. I don't want to get back into what happened. Just it's at the front of the video, so in a couple days, you'll see me in a week post up a thing why I don't like using other programs. It's been 3. He won't drop it, James. He won't drop it. He won't drop it. You got to follow the thread. You got to follow the thread, man. Like you'll see. I read through the whole thing. It's crazy. The guy just keeps going on, man. Like I'm like, do you get paid? You know what I mean? Like, are you evangelical or some shit, dude? Like, do you use these guys as brushes in Photoshop? No, I use the fucking brushes that came with the program. Turns out you don't need much. You know?
Less is more.
Now, maybe you need a ton of brushes when you're like at Ubisoft and you need to conjure up some crazy fucking shapes to make some stupid fucking space thing that's never gonna get made. You know when they do that, just scatterbrush the whole fucking thing. I don't know, man, but for what I do, like, this is a very simple process that's like very repeatable. You know?
Well, yeah, that's why when you were saying like it's not like you were sitting there bitching about it. He just
Yeah,
decided.
I have no opinion on the program, James. My thing is when people seem dead set on fucking selling me on their shit. And when I'm like, no, I'm cool, and they won't let it go. And I think I have a right to be like, what are you trying to do? You know? Like, okay, it's the world's greatest fucking program, and I'm a loser because I don't fucking get it. You know? I just don't get the angle. You know? I have my limits.
Yeah, we found one on that thread.
You know? And if someone doesn't want to drop something, I can get to the point where you're going to wish I would drop it. You know? I'll make whole episodes about it. It's going to be I'll put a buffer in front of every video why I use these programs. It'll be at the end of the video too. I don't care. I'm not here to create 1 million views overnight and be like fucking everyone like me. This is the greatest thing ever. Here's me. You know I saw this video today, dude. I just looked at it. It's like how to ink, shade, and letter a comic. And the video was 24 minutes. I'm like, no fucking way you can teach that in 24 minutes. You couldn't even teach how to letter a comic in 24 minutes. You know?
Yeah, that's a little odd.
But that's what YouTube does, right? It's just designed to make you think they taught you something, and then you think you learned it, and because there's no real standard, or no one's saying, these people have never been held to, Mike, you're held to a standard, right? Like someone
Yep,
at your
very much
job
so.
has to approve the shit you do. You know what I mean? You
Yep.
don't get to decide whether you did a good job or not. You can feel like you did, but really it's someone else's job. So, when you work under those conditions for long enough, you tend to operate under those conditions at all times.
Hmm.
So just because I draw, let's say I go over here and be like, oh, I'm going to make red 13, have a fucking giant unicorn come out outside because that's fucking cool. I won't do that, like, because that is ridiculous, you know? But on you can do whatever the fuck you can't teach someone how to letter a comic, let alone ink, tone, and shit. You can just breeze through the fucking topics and
Yeah,
make
right.
people
Speed
think like
paint
they.
it.
Yeah, and then when they're like, I couldn't do it, oh, just keep pushing. It reminds me when I was at AI. I just keep pushing the buttons. Maya, push the button and things work. I mean, that's how the guy talked, right? I can't like. He looked kind of like Claire's dad from Heroes. This guy, like he looked like Mr.
With the
Bennett.
glasses and
Yeah,
everything.
Mr. Bennett, right? That was his name, right? And he would talk like, well, all you got to do is just push the buttons. I'm like, you're pushing my fucking buttons, Christian, right now, dude, because I'm paying for. How much am I paying per class? $1,100 fucking dollars for this shit. So I think it's. I don't care how much YouTube revenue you get. I don't care how much people love you and you're the greatest person ever. I think it's mean and wrong to say like I'm going to teach you all how to draw a cloud and I distill this down into like 20 minutes. Like I
Yeah,
can
it's a little.
I can do a speed video and give you commentary, but that's not how to draw a cloud. Like how to draw a cloud is an actual fucking like well here's and this is my problem, dude. Like when people get gnome on videos, it's a magic trick you're watching. You know, it's an abbreviated magic trick. And it's you and I'm if you're smart enough you can watch someone do something and glean from it and go okay they did that, they did that, but
Hmm.
really entry level people can't, like they kind of can't, and you're just tricking people into thinking you taught them something, and I find it disingenuous and frustrating because if you really want to produce a result in your art, you're going to get to the fucking point where you can't actually produce the result you want, and then you're going to be like, I thought that person taught me something. How come it's not working? Is it me? Do I just suck? Should I give up? It's like, no, they didn't actually teach you anything. You need to go back to basics,
Hmm.
back to formula. That's my favorite fucking line ever. I think in a comic book movie, back to formula. Back to formula. Like, well, he was right. This shit's making you crazy, Norman. Like so. Like whatever I always said, whatever you need to use to get there, fine. Just don't steal, and don't cheat yourself. Like if you need to learn from 3D models to learn how to make things three dimensional, I'm fine with that. But if your whole career is going to be tracing over 3D models, you're going to be put in a position at some point where you can't do that. And you want to know what's going to happen? You're going to lose your fucking job. You know what I'm talking about. People that rely on like, you know, shit that is non-replicatable under.
Hmm.
Like if you got to draw something quick, and there's no time to take a 3D model, and they can see that you sit down, and you're like, oh, I can't draw, because you don't have something to draw over, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Just because people sit in their rooms and they conjure up shortcuts,
That's why
So
you don't
like,
have dependencies.
like just learn some basic construction. And don't fucking bug me about what programs I'm not using, and I'm the only motherfucker in the planet. I seen Todd McFarlane using Photoshop when he's inking Spawn on those fucking Facebook streams, so I can't be the only motherfucker. Like it just can't be. I'm the only guy. You know, you're the big loser. That's what I hear because I'm like that. I got that crazy in me.
The
I take
weird
it.
filter.
I take everything personal. You know. So then I just start running around my room like, Key and Peele, like, woo, do a little hop, oh shit, fan my hands, do a little cry to kick forward, cha-cha, you know, I relate to those guys. I like their comedy a lot. Like that's how I feel half the time.
Did you watch Keanu yet?
No, no, no. I'll see it when it comes out on Netflix or something. Unless that thing got 90% reviews, I wasn't gonna pay to see a comedy in the theaters, man. It's just too expensive. And it wasn't
Yeah,
playing at
well,
the six
they
dollar
didn't
theater.
release very many theaters,
Yeah,
anyways.
it was the same with Midnight Special. I couldn't find one theater in town playing Midnight Special.
Um, yeah, I mean, it didn't do like poorly, but it was only a $20 million budget, and they only released it in a handful of theaters.
Yeah, I think the marketing made a mistake focusing on the cat. Like everywhere, I was like, why are they just like they got to the two of the greatest comedians out right now, and all this looks like is a kitten movie. You know, it's
Hmm.
weird, dude. You know, why aren't they on the cover? Isn't that weird?
Yeah, I wasn't quite sure why they did that either, considering how popular Key and Peele are.
Right? I mean, yeah, cats are popular, but you know, not Key and Peele popular. Like, so I don't know. I found that really weird.
Holy shit! Never mind, it released in 2,658 theaters.
Yeah, it just wasn't playing at the one that has $6. You know,
No.
like that. Look, man, I can't spend. I have a to keep this going. I have to be frugal. You know what I mean? I have to be frugal. So if I want to see extra movies, they have to be at the $6 showing. Otherwise, I have to save the big money for like Star Wars,
Yeah.
shit like that. So sorry.
Well, I
I
mean,
won't steal it. I will pay for it. Because I'm not gonna pay $20+ to go see it in a theater.
yeah,
You know?
because what are tickets now? 13.50.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, dude. Out here, yeah, for
Uh,
basic theater, 16+, dude, just for IMAX.
hmm And then because I get the same exact thing every time I go see a movie, because I only do it, 4 times a year. So it's the large popcorn, large cherry coke,
Well, I don't get
and
any
then
of that. I eat popcorn once a year, and it's with Star Wars now. That's the one time I have
oh,
one popcorn a year. Yeah,
because you're annual now, so you can do
I can't.
one popcorn a year.
Well, beyond the low carb, I just can't be trusted. Like I used to eat popcorn every night. I'll just
Popcorn's delicious.
yeah. Well, it's also loaded with sugar. Like
Yeah.
I had corn in I had to eat at the Chipotle once, right? Like when I was up in LA with Kyle. So I got corn in this thing. I'm like, I haven't had corn, just corn, in 4 years. I was like, this shit is sweet. I had to get it without corn. Like, it was like raw sugar, and I fucking couldn't eat it. It was like, whoa! I did never realize.
I want popcorn. God damn it. And since we're streaming, I can't even eat anything
Yeah,
because my
because you'll.
mic picks up every single
What's
nuanced, tiny thing in here.
what's his face from? Remember the guy who does the "You got mail"? That
Hmm.
guy, "You got mail." He has that phone call. He like those people call him. Like he'll sign up for shit like Capital One credit card, and they'll call him to sign up or some shit, and he'll just fuck with them, like eat potato chips in the phone. Like every time they talk, yeah, no, I'm listening, I'm listening. Then he'll just eat them louder and
Yeah.
louder and louder. Like we can call you back. No, I'm good. No, keep going. Terrorizing telemarketers, I think it's called. It's hilarious.
Sounds like a pretty good idea. What in the hell? God damn YouTube.
That's probably sticking out a little much.
Yeah, that's what I thought. See, why did YouTube just knock me down to 240 for zero reason?
Well, your upload rates might not be as good. Or it could be your CPU. You have to have at least an i7.
Really?
Yeah, I'm telling you, dude.
Well, let's see what the speed test says. So it's definitely not upload because I've got doing 188,000
It's
kilobits.
very CPU intensive though, man. So if you got Skype open and everything else,
Oh, you just reminded me. I need to make that Slack channel for us.
kettle corn.
Kettle
So,
corn
so I eat
crumbs.
popcorn once a year now. It's when Star Wars comes out, which hopefully they stick to Star Wars coming out on Christmas. I don't want it ever to go back to May. First off, I need to break up the fucking movie pain season, dude. Can't be putting fucking Marvel movies, Batman movies, Deadpool movies, all that shit within like 40 days of one another. Plus Star Wars, it's fucking ridiculous. I want Star Wars to stay at Christmas. I like that plan.
I think that's an awesome idea.
Yeah, I'm not beholden to May the 4th. Firstly, I fucking hate May the 4th. I'm gonna be the only Star Wars fan who hates that shit. May the 4th, Rob. I'm like, you know what? It was funny the first time I heard it 15 years ago. It's fucking done. Yeah, I don't want to hear May the 4th anymore. I don't care. Ha ha ha, you're all smart. Yay. Let May the 4th
You're
be
all
the day they do
clever
that
over the same joke.
Let May the 4th be the day they do celebration and they can preview the Star Wars movie coming out in fucking December. You know?
There you go.
Yeah. That's all I want from it. But
I'd actually pay to go do that.
Star Wars needs to be a Christmas thing, man. That's my because that could be my Christmas gift from now until the day I die. Every Christmas, I get a Star Wars movie. That's my present. You know?
I'll send you tickets from up here. Merry Christmas. Here's your tickets.
Thanks for nothing.
Go see it in
Yeah,
IMAX.
go all the way up there for that.
When's Rogue One due out?
December 18th.
Wow, they're doing the exact same day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
They had to
snap.
move Avatar out the way. You know, not even Jim Cameron's fucking around with Star Wars.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
He's
that's
not
smart.
stupid.
Do we even have anything coming out soon?
Kubo's this weekend, dude. That I am gonna see.
What?
Kubo and the Two Strings, man.
Oh, I've seen a little bit of that, but
I
I've
go
barely
see
been
stop
able
motion
to.
in 3D, man. It's pretty dope.
Pacific Place. Forest City, Lincoln Square.
Nice. Yeah, looking forward to it. I don't need to be earth shattering, just fun, you know.
Oh. It is playing at the same theater I just went and saw a movie at. And I can't remember what movie I just went and saw. Damn, that's bad. I never go see movies.
Nice. I wish
Last
Kubo was
weekend.
a chick. I thought it was until like it's a boy, and my wife and I look. I'm like, I thought that was a girl. Like, oh, I'm whatever. I guess it doesn't matter, but could have fooled me. It could have. You fooled me. You know, could have fooled you. You know, like Spaceballs.
We were talking about that the other day at work. We were making a little list of movies because we were thinking about hijacking, taking a day out of the week and hijacking one of the conference rooms and just going in there after work and watching a movie.
Mm.
Well, there's this 23-year-old estet that we have, and we'll start talking about, awesome, like classic movies like you and I were talking about, like Big Trouble in Little China. And he's like, "What? Never even heard of it." And then, you hear 5 or 6 people slap their foreheads. So we really want to sit down and start watching cool movies. Who made this? Leica?
Mm-hmm.
Leica Entertainment?
Yep. Coraline people, man. Paranorman,
Oh.
Box Trolls. Yeah.
Ah, okay. And they have the exact same budget for every movie they make.
Mm-hmm.
And they double it every time.
Kotaku's funny, man. They reviewed Federation Force, Metroid Federation Force. Now
Hmm.
I'm not gonna say the game has to suck because I don't fucking approve of the idea of it. But they're like, it's actually a really fun game, perfect for multiplayer. Except that the controls really hurt for a while, and it's like, I'm just like, you know,
Kid Icarus, no.
uh, only my hand cramps up into a gnarled knot. I look like my left foot. Like, I mean, it's just ridiculous. Fucking system needs dual analog, dude.
So they say it turns out to be very good, but then they say it's barely a Metroid game.
Yeah, well, I don't really care because here's the thing: I got that Metroid 2 HD before the shit was taken off the internet, so I'll be playing that. I don't really
Oh,
give.
the
Yeah. Yep.
yeah, I still gotta grab that.
They look really complicated. Just follow the first perspectives for the first three comics. It's just first point, second point, third point. You don't have to watch the whole DVD. First point, second point, third point. Perspective. You don't have to draw silhouettes and build from center when you first start. He explains it very simply. But no, I don't know anyone who's. Yeah, that'll get you through the next year or two. This DVD, basic perspective form drawing, techniques of Scott Robertson, introduction, drawing mechanics 1, 2, and 3. So all the way from 1 to 5. And then you can get into 6, 7, 8, 9 as you get more aware of this. But this right here is going to be enough to like really, cover.
What's he charging for that DVD?
I don't know. I spent
$20.
$3,000 on Noma on DVD, so whatever it is, you're getting off easier than I got back in the day. I bought 1 million of those things. Like 40, $60 tops, dude.
Damn.
What's
Well, I
60? What's
mean,
$60 for your art education, man? If you're not willing to spend $60 on learning perspective, you got a long ways to go. Like people spend $780 a class when I was in AI for the basic perspective class. You know how much perspective they learn? Nothing. They learn nothing. So you just give up the Xbox or the PS4 game for the month or the semester. I mean, that's like five, 4 or 5 Copic markers. Maybe 6 or 7 if you get a break on the price a little bit. Yeah, you can buy the DVD without a subscription. Can't you? I mean, that's how I did it.
wonder if they put any of this content online. Because there's a lot of continuing education stuff that I do that's all online.
Look, I'm sure there's stuff anywhere. This is just the one that I recommend the most, you know?
Huh.
Matter of fact, here, right on Amazon, if you go to Amazon, Techniques of Scott Robertson, you can pick up the DVD for $35.
Nice.
Yeah, great
Boom.
foundation, instructional. One asshole's like, the video is horrible. You don't need 1080p for fucking. This was before they could record at 1080p. It's 2004, right? You don't
Yeah.
need 1080p for fucking basic construction. You know, like you really don't. So
Well, I mean, shit. Look at the Bob Ross videos they've got on Netflix, and they're in 240 because that's what they were recorded in.
I know.
You can still see his paintings.
Sephiroth. Sephiroth. You're very nice, comic. Just look, you're young, so it's going to be very intimidating. But you want to know why it's intimidating? Because it's the real shit, right? And when you're faced with the real, actual, like industry standard stuff, it's going to feel intimidating. The trick is to work past that, you know, really hone in on the very basics, and then start to layer and give yourself the years, you know, consistent practice, consistent effort, you know, and you can be taught, you know, you can get there. What can't be taught is how to just quickly, I mean, if you really want the quick way, you just go redraw a bunch of Loisha's paintings, you know? She's got 1 million fucking followers, dude. Just go redraw all her shit, you know? Pretend like you drew it, take credit, you know?
I made this.
Yeah. You know? Hope no one catches on, and when they do, just ignore them. Fuck it, you know?
That happens all the
I'm
time.
thinking about doing like City Craft, right? CITY craft, so I can be called Shitty Craft, and I can just give people all the wrong advice. You know, like
So, but your name would be
no, you don't have to incorporate tons of cubes in your art, but it's really in order to understand how to draw things three-dimensionally, you have to understand basic perspective. You know, I mean, you have to know like how are you gonna like check this out, right? We'll take a little second. Okay, I want to draw a guy doing this jump here, right? Where is the horizon line for this guy? Is it up here? Let me see if I can actually draw this shit. Is it up here? Is it here? Is it here, you know? How do you know? Well, first thing, if you know basic perspective by heart, you know that anything that's above a horizon line, you're going to see underneath. Okay? And anything below a horizon line, you're going to see the top of. So by that basic perspective, I know, by that basic rule of thumb, I should say, I know that I'm seeing the top of his legs and the top of his head. I know he's kind of like below, you know, the horizon line. The horizon line is actually kind of higher. It's actually tilted. So I know that I'm seeing on top of his arms because of that. And I can draw everything, like I can draw them just like, you know, three-dimensional mannequins. You got to start with that perspective and then work your way up to complex things. Like there's an idea that he has in there about drawing from center. So what that means is you'll create a silhouette of like, let's say this right here, right? And then if you know where center is, you can start to create grid patterns that allow you to build up and then recreate this exact shape in 3D. That allows you to then to draw one side of this. That'll then, because of this, you know how to mirror those exact edges. Where does that come in handy? Well, start modeling things in 3D. And then you take all that knowledge back through, and then you can create, eventually you can create your 3D figures no matter where you go, because your mind can see it. You've trained your mind to see that way. You're not drawing a million lines, erasing, and hoping to find some fucking awesome drawing in there. And if someone says, oh, I need that guy to be more bulkier, you're not drawing bigger muscles like this, right? Weird outlines. You would actually come through and create more bulkier construction shapes in 3D. The way they animate at Disney. You go look at the really rough animation for like Beauty and the Beast. It all looks like this. It's giant shapes. They're not drawing Beast's nose and eyes and stuff. They got markers, but it's this key stuff. These big, these three-dimensional maquette shapes. You have to train your mind. So, I've already done the effort. So, if there's something easier to help get you there, help each other. Point each other in the right direction. But I guarantee you I put my 10,000 hours in. A long time ago. Way
Right.
past that. It takes like 10,000 hours to draw that Star Wars piece.
Yeah, I'm on that 10-second delay, so hearing that and trying to watch it was not really happening.
Or you go get a program that has a bunch of 3D models in it and just trace those 3D models. I mean, that's an option. That is an option, and get you right to the end. I mean, fuck it. Shitty craft.
Um, and your name would be Dob Reynes.
No, I'd just be me because I'm too lazy to come up with something else.
I just came up with it for you.
No, with Rob Rage.
Oh, there you go.
With Cotton Eye Joe.
So are you playing anything else aside from No Man's Sky?
I'm going back to Witcher 3.
You've been playing Witcher 3 for ever.
Can't beat that game. You know how long that game is?
Well, I mean, yeah, I understand that, but
I enjoy the stories.
did you get the collector's edition or whatever with the DLC packs?
No, I bought it for like $25 a year ago. I'm still playing it. The DLC, I can't get through the main game. DLC. DLC. Playoffs. You kidding me, dude?
PS4?
Yeah.
I'm probably going to buy one of those next month. I don't know yet.
Probably going to buy a PS4. Or go see a movie in IMAX. Either way. Am I doing every side mission? Not really. You know, I stick to a lot of the main. Sometimes I do stuff over here. Sometimes I just like to go exploring. I try to stick to story as much as possible because I enjoy that.
So that sounds like it's got like a Skyrim kind of feel to it, where it's much more open-ended.
It's got both, man. I mean, the quest logs are a fucking pain to dig through a little bit. You know, it's not the best. They fixed a lot of it, but it's still, you know, I'm sure there's some mods on PC, but I'm not. My computer can't currently run that game, so CPU doesn't have the TV PC doesn't have the power to run that. So I play on the PS4. But I gotta be honest, man, I do like the simplicity of just picking up a controller and playing the fucking thing. So it's a trade off. Where am I? Do 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 do. Sucks when you're caught up on an anime and they don't release the next one for another week. You know, you're like, oh shit, is it Thursday or Monday? Friday? It's Friday. Food Wars is on Fridays.
Helsing Ultimate. How long did that take? 2 years?
Hey, dude, Full Metal Brotherhood. 64 episodes.
Yeah, but Helsing Ultimate, it took them 2 years to release like the last 5 episodes. It was
Oh,
only
well.
9
Well,
total.
that's like, have you been following the Evangelion remakes?
Oh, what?
Yeah, they were doing the movie remakes. So he did 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, and we're just waiting 2 years. He went off and made a Godzilla movie. Everyone's like, yeah, we're going to finish that shit? I don't know. You know?
Instrumentation.
That's a fair call. Wait till Mass Effect comes out.
Oh, my neighbor let me borrow the first 3 Mass Effect games. Suggested I play them.
Yeah, 6 months, and you're playing it all the time. I don't play it all the time, so I come in, I come out. But it's easy to pick back up on like a lot of other RPGs. Like Skyrim, I was like, I fucking know what I'm doing. So I don't know. I play that, and then I gotta send back my GameFly stuff and get some more GameFly random games to throw in there. Only other game I'll buy this year will probably be Dragon Quest Seven.
What are they porting that?
Yeah, finally on 3DS, man.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
I still really liked 8. And 8 was PS2, wasn't it?
8, yeah, yeah. I have it. Like it's great in emulation because you can upres the fuck out of everything.
Oh, yeah.
So that's cool.
Yeah, there's just too many big games right now to move around them. So I've been just playing one and then just like...
Minecraft.
Well, no, Minecraft is like Witcher. I can pick it up or put it down. Because I just pick a mod and I beat on it for a couple of weeks and then I'll shift and play another game for a while and then go back to Minecraft, pick up another mod. But
Right.
also, I'm kind of waiting for the next release to come out, so I'm not learning a bunch of this shit on 1.7.10. Because they're changing so much when it comes to the next release, which we've waited 2 years for. But Minecraft is fun. When we finally release, I've got this set of Legos that I've been waiting to like sit down and do. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna wait till we release, and then I'm gonna take a few days off, and I'm gonna put together this Lego set. Because then I don't have to think about work at all. work? Are you gonna be around this weekend? Because there's a solid chance I'll be working again.
Yeah, tomorrow my schedule's weird, but during the weekend I'll be here doing whatever a spider can. You know.
Oh yeah. I was really hoping we wouldn't have to, but my client got their head out of their ass and got some shit fixed, and just in time for the weekend.
Isn't that how it goes?
Well, the funniest part is one of my coworkers that's joining my team for this release. Um, I don't know, probably 2:30. She's like, "Hey, you think we're gonna be working this weekend?" I was like, "Based on the dependencies that we have right now, I really doubt it. I mean, they'd have to get a lot of shit together for us to be able to start this pass." And
Famous last words.
yeah, and I was like, "But now that I said that, maybe." And then half an hour later,
She ran over to their office. Mike says you can't do shit. You know, your shit ain't together. And they're
that's
like,
when I'm
"Oh,
out
that
there in
fucking dude
Utah.
said." He said, "What?" He said, "Bitch." You know, we'll
I
show
wish
his
that's the way
ass.
it worked.
Hmm.
Yeah. About a half an hour later, we got the news. It's like, "Hey, production environment's up. You guys can start your acceptance pass." And I was like, "Well, that answers that now, doesn't it?" So we'll see. Whatever. My buddy let me borrow his electric unicycle while he's gone for a week, so I'm just gonna scoot around the city in that when I get bored. There's no easy way to do that. Well, what I'll do is if I do end up working, I'll just probably post up in the office here because I can sit and run stuff and talk at the same time. That's not hard.
Yeah, I'll be here, man. You know
Mm.
what I do. It's what I do. This is gonna require a little. Okay, let's take this over here. Take this fucking shit here. Group that. Hide it. Refigure some of this stuff out.
Is there a reason you're not moving cloud out of the way?
Yeah, I want them layered. I want them
Well,
right over one another.
no, I know that, but I mean, so you can see because you can just move him.
I've already turned the layers off. You've got a delay.
Oh, because they're like looking. I'm like, that looks way difficult. That delay is annoying.
There's nothing I can do. It's physics.
Oh, I know, I know.
Welcome to like light. You know.
That's what-
You
Wait,
know.
that
Like
one's going in. That one's going in. There we go. Ooh, this list is actually getting pretty long. Oh man, I forgot about this one. I think it was a movie prediction.
What did I
Yep,
say?
yep. Do you want me
Was
to read
that
it?
was that wrong?
No, 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 no. Let me hold on. Let me go through. I'm trying to remember because a lot of these are most of these are out of context. But I think you were just okay. Okay, I'll read this one. Uh, so it says Zack Snyder and Michael Bay, Baby, Mac Bader, featuring Emily Browning and Will Smith. $450 million destruction porn 6 hour cut, 8 hour director's cut. The script is only 30 pages long. Shared universe. It will be transgender Jaden Smith with Emily Browning in Bad Girls 2 and 3 will shoot at the same time with the Wachowski sisters for Netflix in 4K. Agent Smith will play every female role. First ladies in drag. Intro song is
Well,
Cherry
that's
Bomb.
because he played in Atlas, right? That's not like I'm being mean. I'm just saying that this is all, you know, it's all real.
Intro song
Those
is
those
Cherry
people
Bomb
think
Jones.
I'm like you anti cisgender. I don't even know what that means. I thought it was a joke on South Park. Like I really don't even know what it means, man. Like
Oh, it's Latin derivative for
I don't
identifying.
I don't speak fucking Latin. like
Oh, just
I
tell them.
barely understand English. Like let's just be honest here. I murder the English language on a regular basis.
Oh God. Oh yeah, and then Michelle Rodriguez dot 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 because.
Well, I was thinking we should come up with a movie called Big Budget, you know, and it's just like it could star this director called Stryker Bayhem. You know, it's just all about.
Striker Bayham.
Yeah, it could just be about how like they take some loving property and ruin it. You know, like yeah, balloon the budget out, like almost like The Office. You know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I forgot about a bunch of these. I'm really glad I wrote them down. Can we use a couple for blurbs on the back of Game Cave?
No,
Oh, why not?
no,
Like,
because Game Cave isn't about that. It's a fictional universe. Not my. It's not an op-ed.
well, we gotta figure out what to do something with them one day.
Yeah, one day it'll be read back in court, and he said, and I quote. Hitler's baby would one day rule the earth, and they called it Trump. I mean, like that kind of. You hate Trump. I have no fucking opinion. I just like saying stupid shit. Like I'm a nihilist, man. I guess in some way. What did I took that D&D test? They said chaotic good or whatever. Like I get that picture of V for Vendetta.
Hmm.
That's what I get. Like I'm inherently good, but I'm willing to let everything burn. If that's what it takes. Which is
Yeah, I
not good.
believe.
I don't. I
I
don't. I
believe
don't.
the one
Hmm?
that they would read in court would be history as we know it is empty pudding pop cups.
Yeah, well, you're taking all that shit out of context. It doesn't even
Again,
sound fun.
yeah, it's
It
out of
doesn't even
context.
sound funny when you say it. You don't even know. You know.
I'm still writing it down.
Fuckers need to learn how to make a Transformers movie. That's what they need to learn how to do. Such a fucking easy thing. They can't. There are gonna be 5 movies now. They're still not gonna get it down. Yeah.
I don't know. I just kind of go in with no expectation and just enjoy seeing
Other than they took your money. They
Transformers
they
on the big
took our
screen.
money. Yeah. Well, something. Whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, because then I'll start, I don't know, I get nitpicky, and I don't want to.
I don't think nitpicky is quite the word for some of these
Well,
films.
no, stuff like they made the Bugatti, which is a European car, a samurai transformer. That's the kind of shit that bothers me in those movies. Aside from that, I just like shitty movie, weird acting, like whatever. I just want to see Transformers, simple creature. But they could, I mean, you're not wrong. They could definitely make a far better movie. But they're also beating that dead horse.
Yeah, the dead horse being tax write off. Chinese tax write off. It's gotta be.
Right?
It used to be in Germany. That's why Uwe Boll was making all those movies for a while. They had this giant tax credit in Germany. So it was like a tax shelter. It has to be something.
I mean, let's see, the last one. The last one made $1.1 billion.
Yeah, but most of it was Chinese money. You'll see overseas. Like 500 plus million of it was in China.
It's 245 domestic and
Yeah.
858
Yeah, that's what
international.
I'm trying to tell you, dude. Like it went down. It made far less money here than it ever made.
And it got
Like,
an 18 on Rotten Tomatoes.
yes.
Eesh.
Yeah. So,
Remember He-Man the movie? Dolph Lundgren?
yeah, I saw it in theaters. It was
Dude,
a
I watched
real
that shit
horrible
like a
experience.
couple months ago.
It's a horrible experience for me. But still better than fucking Transformers. At least they were trying.
I like the way they did Skeletor.
You mean you like the way Frank Langella turned that nothing of a role into something?
That's right. I forgot about that too. Can't even tell it's him.
Never forget the He-Man movie.
Jesus, that guy's 6'4".
Oh, Frank Langella's a huge dude, man. Play your cards alright. Live to talk about it. Not the same movie, but I just gotta throw that out there.
There's a solid chance I'm watching that this weekend.
No, Castle Grayskull is mine. You know, Castle Grayskull is ours. No, mine. Evil Lynn. They got what's her face with the crazy eyes.
Oh,
Mm.
yeah.
Meg Foster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Meg Foster. Everyone's like, those contacts? Nope, those are her eyes. So she was like in every fucking John Carpenter movie slash fantasy film they could put her in.
Whoa, she didn't age well.
You mean she didn't? Did she get a bunch of bullshit plastic surgery, or she just aged normally?
Well, she doesn't look like herself anymore.
Oh, come on, she's gonna be pushing like 80, right?
68.
Close enough.
Yeah, it's 12 years. That's 12 years.
I'm gonna work that hair back out.
God, her eyes are haunting.
Yeah, the first 5 minutes of the cartoon movie was good until they ran out of a budget. Like it ends right with the Prime Megatron fight, and then it runs out of money. Although there is that scene in the opening where they just stand there and get gunned down by Decepticons. You know, these guys that have Ironhide, all these guys managed to survive hundreds of episodes, and they just stand in a ship and get shot down. So
Yep.
that's when I was like, what? Like I was like,
Yeah, I that beginning fight's the best animated chunk of that movie. Plus, it's got the kick-ass '80s music in it too.
it's gonna need another pass. It's not looking right.
BRB.
No, this is Sephiroth needs a whole nother pass. Constructually. Constructually, that's not even a word. Construction wise. So I'm gonna wait for Mike to get back on and then we'll wrap this up for tonight. And I gotta fix that first scene of my head is not looking right at all. I'll fix it. I always do. Needs more attitude, no stiffness. I'll fix that big thing going on there. Fix it tomorrow.
Yeah, right back.
Alright, well I gotta fix Sephiroth tomorrow. It's already 12:18.
Oh yeah, jeez, I
Yeah,
didn't even
it's a
notice.
short night, dude. Well, I spent half the day doing printer maintenance. I didn't want to get into it, dude. Like the print heads, something was going on. So I couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
Took hours to figure out. It was figured it out, but something going on. That Sephiroth needs a lot of work, but I will. I'll get right up, get right at it. I'll finish him and her, and then I got errands to run. I might be able to even get what's Vincent Valentine? What's his fucking name?
Yeah, Vincent.
Vincent. I'm not good with names. I barely remember, my own. But we got Red 13, so that's good. That's
Yep,
Sephiroth. He's a lot
turned
of
out really
work.
well too.
Yeah. So I will fix that in the morning. All right, folks. It's enough for now. It's enough sketchcraft. We're in. We're out. We're sketch done. That's sketch done now. Okay, that's what we're. It's all
You've been
over.
sketched.
You've been sketch, motherfucker. No. All right. So, hey, Mike, where can people find you on the interwebs?
They can find my beat art at begoodfinger.deviantart.com. Eventually, one day, Rob will put it in the.
I already did. It'll be in
What?
there. It'll be in there
Oh, there it
when
is.
these things
It's
get. Yeah.
there.
Yeah. See how I did that?
So yeah, you
Maybe
guys
one
can
day.
see
Don't
my
talk
photo
shit,
there.
motherfucker. All right. Like, I'm on. Sketchcraft is on point, bitches. Right. I get real surly sometimes. Like.
Oh yeah,
I gotta go.
sometimes.
I gotta go play Witcher and go kill some fucking fetuses running around that fucking countryside. There's some disgusting creatures in that game, man. Just
Oh, I can imagine.
yeah, just these fetuses that crawl around. It's so
Ugh.
nasty. Oh, it's fucking horrible, dude. It gave me nightmares the other night. Like,
Oh my god.
yeah, I know, but I'm addicted, like Game of Thrones. So it's gotta keep going. It's gotta power through. So, all right, yeah, you can find Mike by clicking on that link down there. And I'll be back on tomorrow. I got it. That's horrible. I'll fix that tomorrow. All right, folks. See you tomorrow. Click Studio Paint. Son of a bitch.